Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Tim Duckworth. We just wrapped up day one, part one of the WSOP main event final table.
Huh?
Probably, what?
Day one, part one? That means there's another part today.
Day one, part one.
No,
like day one / part one.
No, that's incorrect too. Final table,
Stop,
day one.
Stop. Okay, stop. Stop talking. Because you do a whole bunch of shit incorrect, and I don't get on you all the time about it.
You should, though.
I try to, but you obviously don't listen.
Yeah.
Because you do your own thing. It is Thursday, July 15th. It is 8:05 p.m. This might be our earliest podcast of the summer. There was one other one that was pretty early.
Like nine-ish, maybe?
I think that was 9-ish, yeah. So, either way, down to 4 in the WSOP main event. And holy hell, Grinder has an enormous chip lead. Some would say massive. Shout out massive. He has 445.5 million in chips. To better put that into context, I will just tell you that he has 76% of the chips in play. 76%. He has 178 big blinds. John Wozniak is in second with 94.5 million, which represents 38 big blinds. Then it's Braxton Dunaway with 25.5 million. He's got 10 big blinds. And then Kenny Hollert, 19 million, which is 8 big blinds. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing is either going to be over in an hour on Wednesday, or Grinder is going to be out in an hour. Because he plays, it is full steam down the tracks. Get the hell out of the way. And if you don't get out of the way, there's going to be a collision.
Got places to be.
And I told you that Grinder was going to play a ridiculously big pot somewhat early.
No, I also agreed with that, but I thought it was going to go the way of John. And it should have gone that way, but we'll get to it.
We will get to that one. I mean, holy hell, what a freaking day of poker it was. If you guys missed any of the action, I would encourage you to head on over to PokerGo.com and watch the replay of the stream. It took about 3 hours and 45 minutes to go from 9 down to 4. So it's not like, I'm telling you to go back and watch a 9-hour live stream. It's pretty easy. You can also check the in-depth highlight video on the PokerGo YouTube channel, so you can catch that as well if you want a little bit more of a condensed version. Before we jump into everything, do want to remind everyone to like, subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, all that sort of stuff, comments. You guys know the drill, okay? Do it for the PokerGo podcast wherever you are listening or watching. So if you're listening, that's Spotify, that's Apple, any podcast catcher that we're on. If you're watching us, you're likely doing so on YouTube. We would absolutely love for you guys to like the video, subscribe to the PokerGo YouTube channel, and leave a comment below. It does help us out a ton. The algorithm picks all this engagement up and feeds us to more people far and wide. And then if you love online poker, check out playpokergo.com, where you can play online poker for free without spending a single dime. It's free to play. It is super easy to jump into. And yeah, it actually feels like real poker. It's got real players. It's got real hands being played. It's real damn fun, and it is really, really authentic. Ring games, tournaments, sit and goes. It's all there on playpokergo.com. You can also download the game to your iOS device. You can download it to your Android device. So fire it up today. Take your seat, and we will see you at the tables. WSOP main event final table. Right off the bat, first hand dealt, boom, all in.
Yeah.
Just incredible stuff there. So, first hand dealt, we get a knockout. It's Daehyung Lee. He raises ace queen. Now, he came into the day second in chips. He raises with ace queen. John Wozniak defends out of the big blind with a couple of 5s. Thought there might be an argument for Wozniak just to put it in against Lee, but he defends fine. It comes Queen Jack 5. Hello. We got top for Lee.
Cooler.
We got pocket 5s bottom set for Wozniak. It goes check, bet. I think the bet was 3 million, raised to 6.5 million. Lee jams it in. Wozniak, of course, calls, and it runs out clean from there. We lose Daehyung Lee first. He collected $1 million right out the gate. interesting to note, Mr. Lee did not have his mask or face covering on.
And that was his downfall.
Yeah, he switched up. It was like Samson with the hair.
You can't switch it up.
You cut the hair. You cut the hair, you lose all your strength. You take the face covering off, you lost all your strength. I'm curious as to why.
I think it was what, maybe someone said something to him. Because he came into the day, walked in with no mask. So obviously someone had told him probably early on that, hey, let's lose this. But, is it really unlucky? Probably not. We're just probably.
We're just joking around with that. I mean, there's nothing he can do in this hand. The money's going in with how short he was.
I'm just wondering if it's just a better spot to just shove it all in here. Because we know John's probably likely folding the fives. He's played pretty snug most of the time.
I don't know. I mean, listen, Jarod Minghini was pretty short, yes, but I think he still had 15 big blinds to start the day. So I don't hate the way that the hand played out. Ultimately, it's just a cooler on that flop.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It was pretty draw heavy. It was Queen Jack 5 with 2 diamonds. So there's straight draws there. There's flush draws there.
You flop top with what 17 bigs behind.
Yeah. I mean, he could possibly have some worse hands for value.
Yeah.
He can have King Queen. He can have Queen 10, maybe Queen 9, stuff like that. So I don't hate the play. Bit of a cooler there to send Lee home on the first hand, and then we didn't have to wait long for the next bust out, because on the 7th hand of the final table, Jarod Minghini gets his money in a very similar sort of situation. This time it's ace queen for Minghini, ace queen of diamonds versus the pocket fours of Kenny Holler. Now, it did play out differently pre-flop. You had a raise on the button from Minghini. Kenny Holler just elected to jam out of the big blind. Minghini, of course, calls. The fours hold from there, and we lose Minghini. In 8th place, he takes home $1.25 million, but did secure $250,000 pay jump. Coming in as a short stack, that's got to feel good, right?
Oh, yeah, $250,000. You're not going to complain about that. And like we discussed yesterday, he was probably the betting favorite to be eliminated first. But I think you look at a lot of these people that come into the short stack at the WSOP final table. A surprising, I mean, we should probably data check this, but a surprising amount of them have laddered up. So you kind of coming in with nothing, no expectations, right? You're already guaranteed $1 million. Everything's up from here. It's just like you just hope the cards are on your side. And for Jarod, it was cards were not on Sehung's side and Daehyung's side, sorry, and he fell first. So yeah, $250K in the pocket.
So you were here, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I was offsite.
As always, just missing out on work, huh?
Yeah, I was working. I was definitely working. Handling some stream duties from our office, and so you were here. I mean, what was it like? Like the first 7 hands, we get 2 knockouts. First hand, of course, boom, out of the gate, we lose Lee. Then we lose Minghini shortly after on the 7th hand. What was the atmosphere like here?
I'm gonna take it back a little further, actually, to about 1 o'clock. Players start rolling in. Security wasn't letting any players in.
And players?
Braxton Dunaway was out there, like, can I get in? I was like, sure. And the security's like, no, we're not letting you in. We made some calls up to the top. They finally let him in. And if you watch the broadcast in recent years, you normally see players walking in with a big entourage. There's signs, there's cheering. We're filming it. Braxton came in. He was just sitting, doing some relaxing. We had Jarod sitting in the rails, like in the audience boxes, just listening to some music. We had the chip leader John sitting out here in the gold section, on his phone. So everyone kind of came in without their big entourages.
They should allow all the fans to come in, and they should let the players like hang out somewhere.
Like the old days. Remember when they came through the tunnel?
You know what they should do?
Remember the tunnel?
But obviously we don't have the tunnel.
Right.
You know what they should do? That control room of ours that we take down and then we use for the inner room, we should turn that into kind of a little lounge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The players themselves can go in the lounge, and maybe they can bring like the closest to them, maybe like mom and dad, wife or girlfriend, something like that, right? Can go with them. But the rest of their fans are out here getting ready. Then you walk them out, everyone's chanting, cheering, it's a whole thing.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like, it's game 7 of the NBA finals. It's the Celtics, it's the Lakers, and LeBron and Jason Tatum are in the same locker room. Isn't that like a little too much heat?
But you won't know, because you would treat it like they do it like the NFL draft or the NBA draft, where like everyone has their own little section. So you'd need like 9 sections back there,
okay. So
with a couple of chairs.
Bigger room, yeah.
They're all kind of like in their own little area.
Okay.
And that's what you do. You could probably do 9 like around the outside of the room, have a nice little spread of some food in there, or whatever. Like, and that could also be used. Water. That could also be used as a break room for the players. Like, they can go in there, so they don't got to go out here and deal with all the nonsense and the chaos and the fans and people wanting photos and maybe asking for autographs and all that sort of stuff. So they can just duck out there, go into that room. It's whatever. They get away for 20 minutes or so, and then that's the thing.
So once the players sat down, it was a media circus. Every media outlet was in the stage taking photos. Our stage manager, Liz, was like, do we need to kick them out yet? I was like, no, they got 20 minutes. We'll let them do the thing. And then once we finally got them out, we had Jack ready to do his intro, his shuffle up and deal. Some technical difficulties, but we got the cards in the air. And then once that happened, you really felt, everyone still was filling the seats, filling the audience boxes. You kind of felt this like lifting, if that makes sense. Like you felt, the noise creeping up, just the pressure creeping up, the cards start getting dealt. Obviously, we get those first 2 bust outs. And like you said, we lose 1 on the first hand. We don't really expect that. Obviously, it can happen. We lose 1 7 hands later. And it's just like, it was very tense in here. And then you combine that with, we got a PLO event over here. We got a 25K over here. But we had 2 final tables going on. We had a lot of things going on combined with the main event where it just kept building and building and building and building, especially with all the action going on. So, yeah, once we lost Daehyung and then we lost Jarod, it was like, okay, I think for these players, a little bit of pressure was off them. They've now laddered up 2 spots, was 7-handed. The crowd's kind of sat down. A couple of people have dragged some pots. We always say that when we played the main event, just winning that first pot's going to feel pretty good. So you dust off that, and then like now we're right into the thick of things. 7 left. All right. Now you start making like your moves and moving up the leaderboard.
Yeah, and I believe with that first knockout, well, actually, it was not only the first knockout, it was the first knockout, then Wozniak won the next hand. He won the first 2 hands, because I remember joking on the stream that, maybe he'll just win every hand. Then a couple hands later, he picked up kings and won it.
Yes.
And quickly he went from 108 million up to like 153 million. Like right away. Kenny Hollert took out Minghini. He got up over 100 million, right? So it's like, okay, we're off, right? And then, a little bit of time passes before the hand happened that I said would happen. I said Mizrachi would go nuts. Now, granted, I mean, he had a big hand, but still, this is absolutely wild. The cutoff is Braxton Dunaway. He makes it 4 million. They're up to 2 million big blind. Wozniak on the button finds a couple of kings. I believe Dunaway had queen 9. Wozniak makes it 10 million. Mizrachi, he's got 71 million. He makes it 30 million. Nearly half of his stack with ace king. Dunaway out of the way. Wozniak jams. Mizrachi calls it off. And all of a sudden, boom, we got a pot of more than 140 million.
30.
I'm all in.
And here we go. More than 151 million in the middle.
Kings, ace king.
Ace king.
The winner of this hand is going to win the tournament. I'm going to say that right now.
I've got kings. He's got ace.
Mizrachi's going to take the chip lead or be out in 7.
If he hits this ace, this place will explode.
Either Mizrachi's got 150 or Wozniak has half the chips in play.
Biggest pot of the main event. Jack 9-7. Queen for the kings. Grinder looks for an ace. We can see one was folded pre. That's why the ace of hearts is grayed out.
Crazy.
Turn card is a queen. The straight draw arrives.
All of a sudden.
But he doesn't obviously know. That only added 1 out. 3 tens folded.
It's got to be the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, or the 10 of diamonds for Michael Mizrachi, where his day is done. To stay alive.
Oh my God! He only had 3 live outs in the deck.
And I am not sure I have ever heard an eruption as loud as that.
It was so loud.
It was out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, the ground shook. It was wild. Mizrachi's obviously jumping up and down, high-fiving the crowd. Like he's as into it as I've seen any player, and it's also crazy how into it he is because he's been around forever. He's in a lot of ways you might look at him and be like, he's a withered pro. He's been through everything in poker, but like you can tell how much this means to him and is absolutely outrageous. That ace it on the river. So he gets up to like 145 million or whatever it is. Wozniak goes down to like, I think he still had 100 million after that hand. So he chipped up nicely. So obviously a big blow, yes, but now we're like, here we go. Grinder just won all the chips. He's got the chip lead.
Speaking of Grinder, when that ace happened, when that ace hit, we obviously saw the reaction on the stream from Grinder and from his supporters. But here in the Horseshoe, in that 25K horse high roller that's just in front of the main stage, a lot of Grinder's friends. We have Chino, we have these kind of guys. And you could there was actually chants coming from players, in particular, Eric Lindgren started going, Grinder, Grinder. It felt like a lot of people in the room were Team Grinder, Team Mizrachi, which I didn't actually kind of to expect amongst the the poker players here, but obviously there is an obsession with Grinder. With these guys, and it very much felt like he was, without doubt, the fan favorite, the player favorite, and it felt like even some of the people on the media row's favorite.
I mean, just absolutely wild stuff. I mean, we've seen him hit cards in this tournament, but holy hell, that was a card to hit. Then, in 7th place, we lose the story of the final table. Leo Margets, she busts to Kenny Hollert. Folds to her in the small blind. She limps the ace and a hearts. Kenny Hollert puts her in from the big blind with 2 6s. She calls it off, of course. It comes Jack 7-5 with 2 spades. Turn ace of spades. River is the 9 of spades, and Kenny Hollert has the 6 of spades in his hand. So he busts Leo Margets in 7th place.
Did it look like she didn't realize?
It did look like she didn't realize, but I think she had like gone over to her rail.
Yep.
And the ace hit, of course, and everyone's very happy. And I think they just realized that the river wasn't a 6, and they all kind of they all kind of celebrated, which I think then Leo was like, "Oh, I won." Type of like she kind of like, but then they were like, "No, he's got the spade, and she's out." So we lose her in 7th place. She collects $1.5 million. All things considered, an incredible run by her. The fact that she got to the final table and was the first woman to do it in 30 years is just absolutely tremendous stuff.
Is this, I'm going to say it's not, but is this the largest score ever by a female in the world? Now, I know it is at the WSOP.
In the world? No, Liv Burry.
I was going to say, that's who I'm stat checking right now.
Liv Burry.
That's the biggest one? Yeah, $2.8 million. Yep. Okay. 1.5 is probably
and
third,
Annette Oberstad was, I believe, over 2 million when she won WSOP Europe when she was like 14 years old.
I wonder if there's like she was 18. I wonder if there's like a Socia Jiang Triton score there somewhere too.
Probably.
But yeah, still $1.5 million. She breaks that long drought, and I think that is there's no downside to her finishing in 7th. I'm assuming she was very disappointed when she busted. You can see it on her face. Very emotional. But hey, 7th place in the biggest event in the world. Fantastic effort.
Yes, definitely. Then we lose Adam Hendrix in 6th place. He got tangled up with Grinder. It was Hendrix's jacks up against Mizrachi's ace king. And guess what? A king hit the turn.
Of course.
As if everything else wasn't going as perfect for Grinder. He drills a king on the turn here. He busts Adam Hendrix in 6th place. He takes home $1.9 million. That also put Grinder over 200 million in chips. 200 million.
It's incredible.
I mean, that it was at this point, like obviously the first time when he hit that ace on the river and he gets the chip lead, okay. Yeah. But when he hits this one, and I know this one is he's dominated in the other one. Here it's just a pure flip, but still, like this is when I was like, it really is his tournament.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I did feel a little bit of that going into this final table, just the fact that he built up such a big stack coming into this final day. But or this second to last day, but still, like this is when I was like, he's not going to lose a hand. he's gonna get in all these all-ins. He's just going to win every single all-in. So there's that. Then, as if things couldn't get any better for Grinder, this hand goes his way. Now, this hand didn't go to a flop, but this hand was crazy. Under the gun, Kenny Hollert opens to 4 million at 2 million.
Yep.
With ace king off.
Oh, baby.
And I believe at the time, he's second in chips to Grinder. Braxton Dunaway, or maybe he's third in chips. I can't remember exactly. Braxton Dunaway from the cutoff seat makes it 11.5 million with pocket sevens.
Yep.
Grinder.
Do we like that play?
I probably just call.
Yeah.
I probably just call. But I can understand, like, I mean, that's kind of Dunaway's MO. Like, I feel like he's going to always lean to pick the aggressive route. Speaking of aggressive routes, Grinder finds a couple of jacks in the small blind, just boom, 40 million. And this sends Kenny Hollert into the tank forever. And he's just tanking. And eventually he puts the ace king off into the muck. Dunaway quickly follows suit with his sevens. And that puts Grinder up to, I don't even know, 270, 250 million, something, I don't know. But from there, Grinder just kept surging. He was bluffing in multi-way pots. He was winning pots. Next thing you know, he's up over 300 million. It's just steamrolling through the final table. Like, you can tell he's feeling it. He's pumped up. His rail is into it, like the whole thing. Then he plays another hand against Kenny Hollert. This one actually goes to a flop, and in fact, it goes all the way to a showdown, and he won an enormous one off of Kenny Hollert. From the cutoff seat, Grinder raises it up to 4 million, still playing at the 2 million big blind level. He makes it 4 million with queen 10 off. Kenny Hollert's in the small blind. He flats king jack suited. It comes king 10-3 rainbow. There's a check call from Hollert. Turn, bing, queen. just boom. 2 pair for Grinder. Hollert check calls again. I mean, I can't blame Kenny the way this whole hand plays out. River's a 4, just a blank. Check call again from Hollert, and he obviously sees the bad news that Grinder got him on the turn, making 2 pair. At like the way Grinder was playing, like, you just have to check call down with this unless you make some crazy hero fold. But top pair, jack kicker, I cannot fault Kenny at all. But he does lose the pot, and he's left to 25 million. So he tumbles basically all the way down towards the bottom of the leaderboard. Then, not too long after that, we lose Luka Bojovic in 5th place. He gets it all in good, really, really good. He gets it all in with ace king against Woznak's ace jack. Woznak has the ace of clubs. It comes 4-3 deuce, all clubs. Turn is a jack. I believe it was the jack of hearts. And that's the end of the line. Nothing on the river for Bojovic, and he's out in 5th place. And then, because of the speed of play, because of the way that the chip stacks all kind of looked, at this point, Grinder's over 400 million. The other players are just like, I think with this KO, Woznak has a little bit over 100 million. The other two are pretty short. We decided, okay, we're going to play out this level, which there was maybe 8 minutes left, 6 minutes left, something like that.
It was, 6 minutes.
And then bag them up for the night.
We actually, to be honest, I'll tell you a pretty funny story. Me and Maury were watching the hand on the Jib TV.
Which hand?
The Bojovic's boss.
Got it.
And we were cheering for him to win because we had planned, look, if we get
you're supposed to be impartial.
Let me tell you why.
No, there is no let me tell you why. You don't cheer for anything.
We wanted to, we didn't want to stop. We wanted to get a couple more hours of playing tonight. And we knew that if we lost him then, we would have probably had to stop and bring back 4 tomorrow due to the stack sizes. We both misread the hand. We both thought he had the ace jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we see the run out. He gets the flop
Glad
clubs.
You guys are in charge of a poker company.
Yeah, we need a club. Let's get a club. Jack's on the turn. I'm like, okay. Maury immediately celebrates. He's like, yes. And I'm like, there's one more card gonna come. Relax. River, nothing. He's happy. And then we see all the graphics, eliminated in 5th coming up. And me and Maury are like, what is going on? Did they make a mistake? We're looking at the board. They've already marked the cards. We had no idea. We completely missed. We thought the all-in button was on the wrong person.
Way to go.
He runs down to the truck. He's like, how long's left? I'm like, there's 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay. Gets back, texts me. Okay, stop him. Let's stop him. We finish out the level and bag him up. But we I don't know why we thought the hands were mixed up, but
Just an absolutely wild day. Like, I always come into these final tables and I think they're going to go so much longer than they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think, a lot of the guys are just going to knit it up and they're just going to try and do the ICM pay jumps and whatever. And the next thing you know, it's like, boom, 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 everyone's out. Somebody's got an insane chip lead. And here we are talking about whether we should stop it or not because they're going too fast. It took 59 hands to go from 9 to 4. I mean,
jeez.
Like, it was wild stuff.
Was there more hands? No, from 10 to 9? That was pretty quick, I think. That was less than 59 hands.
Yeah, that was actually pretty quick. But
pretty quick for
from
what
10 to 9
it
was
is.
very quick. It was only a few hands.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was lightning pace, and obviously, because it's Grinder who's leading the way, just mashing through the whole field.
Chips here, and they all belong to this man, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. It's hard for me to put it into words. Can you? How this day has gone?
It's fate, buddy. I've said 100% when I felt it the whole time. I know. I'm 44. My favorite hand's 44, and it's won the Players Championship. Now I feel like I'm in a really good spot. And I just felt like, I think in this spot it was just more experience, but I got lucky too. I got a lot of, the ace king versus kings, I got lucky, but the hand played itself, and I had another ace king. I mean, every hand are just fate right now. It's God, the poker gods.
Okay, on that ace king versus kings, before we saw river, did you still feel it? Did you still feel like it was happening?
Yeah, not the 10. I knew the ace was coming. I felt like the ace on the river. I felt it. I don't know. It's just weird.
What's it going to take to close this thing out tomorrow?
An hour.
Meantime, what you needed to do, but that'll do it, about an hour.
We broke records, huh? That was pretty fast. It was one of the fastest, I think, ever, right?
We might break some more records tomorrow.
We'll break it tomorrow. We'll finish off tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate the time as always. Thanks, Grinder. Let's send it over to Natalie Bodie.
John, you told me you got really into poker during the moneymaker era. Does what you're accomplishing right now feel a little reminiscent of that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely similarities. I mean, amateur, working professional, making a deep run. Seems like there's a lot of fans kind of behind that story.
Quickly, just because you brought it up, how did you get off work for a couple weeks? What'd your boss say?
We had a company-wide on-site this last week that I had to get out of to come down and play, so very thankful for that.
Very cool. Gonna toss it to Jeff now, standing by with Kenny.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Kenny, pretty quick day, I would say.
Yeah, I think we have time to do a pretty long interview because I'm not sure if ever, like in, 4 hours of play, we got down to four-handed, and me having less than 10 big blinds and Stack having 10 big blinds, and could have finished this today, I think, even.
I know you got really involved in big pots later in the day, but earlier in the day, what was it like to be an observer to some of this?
Pretty nice, actually, because, I mean, if big pots are being played and you're not involved, it means that you're risking of not busting while other players are busting, and you're, let's say, making some money, so that's quite a good thing. I was actually fortunate to bust 2 players myself. But then, the last level was, or the last hour, I should have to say, a little bit unfortunate. I lost, most of my chips. I mean, that's poker. It happens. So, nothing to do about it, yeah.
Finally.
I'm still in. I still have a shot.
You're still in. You still have a shot. So can you give us just a basic glimpse of the game plan tomorrow?
There are people smarter than me around me that will tell me what to do. Okay. They will brief me on everything. I'm quite sure about it. I will know exactly what I have to do, what I don't have to do, and we'll go from there.
Thank you for the time, Kenny. There's one more in this Final Four, and Braxton Dunaway is standing by with Natalie Bodie.
Braxton, a lot of support from Texas in the house. Who made the trip on your rail?
Just a lot of friends and family. A lot of people showed up.
Did you send out a group text? So how did that go?
I think I was just waiting to make sure that I made the final table, and it was kind of tough because everybody had rails already, and I was just sitting there like looking back like, oh, crickets when I want a hand. So it's good to have a lot of support that made it out.
You've said this week that it's felt natural that this would happen, that you've been present in every moment. What have been the emotions of this final table for you today?
I'd say everything's happened so fast, and there's been some wild hands. I've been pretty card dead and kind of chased a few times just trying to make something happen. So I've got myself in a tough spot. I just need to run fire tomorrow, honestly.
Big day tomorrow. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Wednesday's going to come around. Grinder's got, again, 76% of the chips in play. My predictions are Grinder wins it within an hour or he is out within an hour.
You know how hard it's going to be for him to be out in an hour?
Have you ever seen Grinder play? You've seen Grinder play plenty, okay?
Yeah, but he's got that many chips that an hour.
Okay, what if he doubles up Wozniak?
He's going to have to double him up, yeah.
What if he doubles up Wozniak like right away and then loses like another big pot to Wozniak? Like,
yeah,
next thing you know, he's got 250 million and we're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I am like half joking, but like we've seen it plenty with Grinder, you know, where like he's got chip leads in tournaments and we're like, yeah, he'll be out by the dinner break. Like that's just how he plays. Like he plays like a maniac, you know, and that's why like that hand where Kenny has that ace king, you know, they're sitting there, 5-handed, and it's like, I know Grinder puts in the cold 4 from the small blind. Yeah. And obviously Grinder can pick up good hands, just like anyone can pick up good hands. But it's like, what does Grinder do there with like ace jack suited? What does he do with ace queen? Either offsuit or suited. Like, what does he do with those hands? I mean, he might 4-bet those hands. Grinder's all pumped up. He's got all the momentum. He's got the big chip lead. Like, so if you're sitting there with ace king, like if I'm in Kenny's shoes, I might have just went for it, because I feel like if Grinder's got ace queen suited there, he's playing the hand exactly the same, which is wild to me.
I think it's going to be very heavy on the strategy you're coming into this final table. Does Kenny think he is better than Braxton Dunaway and John Wozniak? Right? And he probably says yes.
Grinder thinks he's the best player in the universe right now.
I just think Kenny's thinking in his head that, hey, I'm better than these two other guys on my left. I can find a better spot. Me personally, if that was me, maybe I'd be like, you know what? I'm not the best player here. This is a good chance to maybe get lucky. I'm all in. So I think it's depending where you feel against the competition.
I understand if Kenny is thinking like, you know, I can possibly wait, right? I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of hand in that spot versus a guy who I think can make that play with slightly worse. Now, I'm not saying Grinder's going to get in there with like ace-8 suited and just go ham on a 4-bet.
Yeah.
But like, if Grinder's got ace-jack suited, I mean, what? A Grinder might feel like that's aces 5-handed.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's such a crazy spot. Now, I don't fully fault Kenny for playing it the way that he did. And maybe the hand plays entirely differently too if Dunaway doesn't 3-bet the 7s. So like it's a bunch of different factors kind of all coming together where, you know, Hollert opens, Dunaway elects to 3-bet the 7s. Maybe Dunaway, if he just decides to flat the 7s, then
you see a smaller 3-bet from
Grinder. Well, you see a 3-bet, then Kenny Hollert can decide like if he wants to put in the 4-bet or if he wants to just call or how that goes. I would imagine he puts in a 4-bet and then the money just ends up getting in, which is crazy. So, you know, a lot of things there, kind of, you know, sliding doors moment and how that all played out. But Kenny Hollert is still alive. He's going through, he's got 8 big blinds. Now, the approach that he takes on Wednesday is going to be very interesting. One part of me says, I mean, listen, if he picks up a big hand, he's probably going to go with it. Yes. But I would almost like try and be really tight and just see if Mizrachi can just go crazy with one of these other two guys. Like, Dunaway doesn't have that many more chips. He's got 10 big blinds. So, you know, he could easily get the money in against Dunaway. Mizrachi could. And obviously the way Mizrachi's been playing, like he could get the money in against Wozniak. They already got the money in once. So I would almost, if I was Kenny, I would just be like, you know what? I'm just going to fold. I don't care if I get down to 3 big blinds. Doesn't matter. Because Grinder's going to knock one of these guys out. And I'm going to secure a boatload more money.
Do you have the chip stacks right there?
Yeah.
Tell me Grinders.
44.5.
445.5.
Or sorry, 445.5.
Okay.
Are you doing ICM?
John, yeah, ICM.
Love it. Wozniak's got 94.5. Dunaway's got 25.5. And Hollert's got 19.
So according to Jesus Christ, this can't be real. Grinder's ICM value is 9.1 million. Fairly crazy.
9.1 million?
Yeah.
Holy Lord.
John's is 6.2. which is more than second, which is weird. Braxton's 4.5, so a little bit more than what third would get, and then Kenny's is 3. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How's that possible? 10 million.
Did you do this right?
Yes.
It's got to add up to the
I
price
know.
pool.
No, that's right. 9.1. Yeah, that's fine. And Kenny's is pretty much 3.1 million. So I don't know what he's obviously got some. He said it on the interview, right? That
and they're guaranteed right now. They're guaranteed 3 million.
Yeah, I know some smarter people that will kind of tell me what to do. But it is $1 million pay jump between him and it's not just $1 million.
That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like obviously, unless you have a really good hand, but the spots that might be close, maybe you do just lean to fold under the idea that Mizrachi honestly might bust one of these other guys.
Well, here's the thing: we just leveled up, and Kenny is under the gun, so he's gonna be grinding that 8BB starting, shove range, right? And then he's gonna be looking at big blind call ranges, small blind call ranges.
I think that shove range is gonna be a handful of pips tighter.
Because he's shoving
given the situation.
Into grinder.
No, but just given the situation, yes, there's that. But the situation is that, like, Grinder could take out Dunaway. Grinder could take out Wozniak.
Yeah, but Kenny's going to have 5.5 big blinds in
the
3
world
hands.
of ICM, you make money by folding.
Yes, that is true.
And I believe Kenny is going to, he's going to fold more often than not.
So can you pull up GTO? And check what 8 bigs under the gun is.
I mean, yes.
But no, I want
to
look at the fringe hands. Let's see, what you're thinking here. Because if you saying if he looks down the ace jack off, he's folding? I don't think so. The fact that he has 8, and it's not like he has 18 and will go to 15.5. He's going from 8 big blinds to 5.
You said he's under the gun.
He's under the gun with 8 big blinds, 4-handed.
I don't even know if you can do this with somebody having a bazillion freaking chips.
Well, can you just what's his push for
hold on. Just give me a minute. Keep talking about stuff and I'll find something.
Because he's got 8 bigs. It's not like he has 18 and he's the shortest. So going down to 5.5, 3 hands after that, he's going to be down to 2 bigs. So I think he has to find a spot and go with it. He is obviously shoving into Mizrachi's big blind, which is just the scariest thing in the world.
I'm going to do this one.
But you always have to think about this. Mizrachi's probably going to call a little wider and a little lighter. So this one that
I did has him at 7 big blinds, the next person at 15, then 61, and then the other guy covers at 80.
Okay.
All in ace 5 off.
Okay. What's the bottom of the Broadway cards? Like Jack 10 suited or something?
King 10 off is half fold, half shove.
I mean, I think you have to just get all these in because I think Grinder's going to call wider. Grinder's going to call with ace 4.
I understand, but what if you fold and Braxton Dunaway decides to go with ace 7 and Grinder calls him and then you just earned $1 million? I personally think Kenny is going to lean a little bit tighter than the chart might say. I think he's going to go 1, 2, maybe 3 pips a little tighter.
Okay.
Again, just with the situation. And also, I have, if you're Wozniak, you can, not play any hands with Grinder on your direct left.
He should be trying to lock up $6 million.
He should probably not even look at his cards.
Yeah, he should try and lock up $6 million.
What the heck is he going to do?
But we also haven't seen him. Look, he's played snug. But he jammed on Grinder on that 7th hand or whatever it was, or 15th hand.
But
I don't think he's that. Where he also talked about, I missed the work meeting, but I'm not a poker player, so I'll be back at work. So he going to try and obviously hit 6 million? Yeah, but I don't think we're going to see him fold, pocket jacks to anyone here.
Who, Wozniak?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, but, it's just, the whole thing is it's a very, very interesting spot with how big these pay jumps are now and how big of a chip lead that Mizrachi has. So, I don't know. I just kind of expect Kenny to, I think he's going to be very studied. I think he has a lot of really studied people around him.
Yeah.
And I think they're all going to understand that, him going from 8 big blinds to 16 big blinds is not that crazy of a change in things. But if he's able to survive one spot, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like, run those ICM numbers and put him at 40 million and put Grinder at 425. So 425 for Grinder, 425 million.
Okay.
And then put Wozniak at 94.5. And then put Dunaway at 25.5. And then put Kenny Hollard at 20 million. Or, 40 million.
Yeah, so Kenny, now jumps up to basically 4.4. Grinder goes down to 8.8. John jumps down to just under second place, 5.7, and Braxton's at 3.9.
Yeah, so he goes, his before was what, 3.1 you said?
Some of that, yeah.
So his new ICM would be 400K more than third place versus like just folding. So it's like a very delicate situation. Like, I don't know. I just view the way I view Kenny as a player, like that's how I think he'll approach this. Obviously I could be wrong, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch. And then I'm also interested. Grinder might just come in and say 400 million every fucking hand, as far as I know.
That'd be incredible.
As far as I know, which is absolutely wild. So, the whole thing is just, it's very crazy. It's an extremely interesting and unique situation that we have on our hands, but let's see how it goes. I think the fact that, as you said, like Wozniak, might not adhere to ICM at all, so that makes things pretty crazy. I think, if I think Kenny Hollard is kind of extreme ICM, Wozniak is not really paying attention to it at all.
Yeah,
obviously Grinder just got the big chip lead. I think Braxton Dunaway is somewhere in the middle of Hollard and Wozniak. Kind of somewhat aware of ICM, but he also might be willing to get his chips in a little bit more so than Kenny would. So again, it's just going to create a very, very interesting dynamic. The atmosphere here was pretty freaking electric, largely due to Grinder's rail, which seemed like it was getting bigger by 10 people every 10 minutes.
So let me interrupt. For you watching at home, these are the wristbands we had today. Okay?
Yeah.
Every player got 8.
Yeah, right.
And was when people left, when someone was eliminated, you give more out. We had Grinders people kept coming up to all of us, can I have another wristband? Can I have another wristband? Can I have another wristband? Continuously. Grinder may have had, he has 445 million in chips. He may have 445 wristbands today. It just was nonstop. It was Robert Mizrachi, then it was Chino, then it was Alan Richardson. Just nonstop bombardment from Mizrachi's rail for these wristbands. Hot commodity here today at the World Series of Poker.
Yeah, it's always a hot commodity.
Yeah.
I do like what we did with the set where the 2 outer feature tables were, basically flip the walls around, remove those tables and flooring so people could get up there and get pretty close. Ultimately couldn't get in on the rail, but still, pretty close.
Very close, yeah.
Room was pretty packed in here. You mentioned the other tournaments being played out. All in all, I think things were pretty fun on this first day. I very much expected us to be here till 10:30, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And the fact that we shot down so quickly is still a bit stunning to me, but good fun nonetheless. Had absolute bangers of hands that hit at this one, and we are that much closer to a 2025 WSOP main event champion being crowned. Again, all the players are guaranteed $3 million. It goes $3 million, $4 million, $6 million, $10 million. At $10 million going to the next WSOP world champion. On Wednesday, the players are going to come back at what time?
Same time. They're going to come back at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Cards are in the air at 2 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific on PokerGo.com. That is 6 p.m. Eastern.
That's right, baby. Let's go. So that's going to wrap it up for... Well, actually, one more thing. Who do you think is going to win?
I think we're both going to say Grinder. But you know what? Just to shake it up, I'm hoping that John, he was my rooting interest. I wanted that kind of amateur poker player to break through and win first time in quite a while. I'm hoping that the luck that Grinder had today slides over a seat into John's lap and he can win those flips against Grinder. Double up again, maybe knock one of the other guys out, take out Grinder, and go heads up against Braxton Dunaway and win the 2025 World Series Poker main event.
I mean, this is Grinder's tournament to lose, so I'm picking him, but I would also not be surprised if he busts in like third place. So I just wouldn't be. I know that's just how he plays. He's an absolute wild ride from start to finish. The gas is usually always to the floor. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But with the way that he's been running, I can't bet against the guy. I really can't. He's got an enormous chip lead. He's running hotter than the sun. He's obviously feeling supremely confident. So how can you bet against Grinder? And then if he does this and he wins the 50K PPC and the WSOP main event in the same damn year, that is the most outrageous thing we have ever seen in poker and likely will never, ever, ever, ever be topped or repeated ever again in the game.
Will be the greatest feat in WSOP history, I think.
Yeah, forever, for the rest of time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and it's not like, listen, winning the main event is obviously very hard, but it's not like he won it when it was 7,000 people. 9,735, he won the damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what is happening? It really is just like, I don't know, you just can't, it's like a stuff of a movie. Like, you just don't believe it. But here we are, and it looks like it's about to happen. So here we go. All right. There was a whole bunch of other stuff happening.
There was. Before I go on to that.
Okay, what do you got?
We're talking a lot about the new listeners, the new viewers tuning in. I want to make sure people are aware of this. One of the best promotions we've ever done. We're giving you, the podcast listeners out there, a chance to play in our $1 million free roll. We run a $1 million free roll at the end of the year. Top 40 poker players on the PGT. Grinder, if he wins this, most likely be in there. Daehyung Negreanu, Jeremy Osmus, Jason Kuhn, the who's who of the poker world. We're giving a podcast listener a seat in there. All you got to do is really easy. You're going to go to pgt.com/dream-seat. A bunch of promotions there. Look for the one for Gleam. You're going to go to that. All you got to do is follow us on Twitter, retweet this, share that. But there's also a code word. That code word gives you 10 extra tickets into the drawing. And at the end of the year, in October, we draw the winner. Today's code word for the 10 extra tickets for you playing along at home, Grinder would be an easy one, but I'm not going to use that one. Because, there's a chance he wins some
we already used that one.
And we already have used it. So we'll change it to Mizrachi or something. But I'm going to use Margets. Broke some history today with Leo Margets making the final table. So if you put in the code word Margets, it's Margets, you'll get 10 extra tickets to go in the drawing. There's past code words. You can kind of look at listen to some of the older episodes, put some more codes in. But otherwise, you retweet, you follow us, you do all these little tasks, and you get tickets. And one of you guys could be in the PGT $1 Million Championship. $500K for first, representing the PokerGO podcast. But yes, code word Margets, Margets. But yes, let's look at else what's going on.
Yeah, let's go. There's 16 tournaments, right?
Yeah, at least 16 tournaments. The biggest one to start with, Sam Soverall wins his third WSOP bracelet, the 10K 6-handed championship. That one bagged last night while we're still recording with 4 players.
Speaking of a chip lead.
Speaking of a chip lead.
He had a crazy one too.
This was pretty crazy. This was over real quickly. Sam Soverall, third bracelet now, first one, 1K PLO. Then he won the 5K WSOP online hybrid event. If you remember, I'm pretty sure he was on our 25K fantasy team.
The 25K.
So Sam Soverall, that's $986,000 in his pocket. Most importantly, he moves to second place on the PGT leaderboard behind Alex Foxon. So both of them going to go, duel away for the rest of the season. Sam Soverall, third WSOP bracelet. The event right here that we kind of touched on a little earlier, the 25K horse high roller, that is currently down to 31 players from the 150 player field. Approaching the money, not quite there yet. 23 are in the money. $880K for first. That's absolutely massive. Yuri Dizovetsky, one of the chip leaders. Angry John Manette. Ryan Miller, Phil Ivey, Brian Rass, Chad Evesledge, Chris Hoonichen. All these big names still in the mix. But we'll obviously get to that tomorrow Wonder if that actually needs an extra day. That's going to be pretty tough with everything closing up, but we'll see how that goes. 3K pot limit Omaha down the final table. 1,088 entrants. We got 8 left. Sorry, we got 6 left. 471K for first. Look who it is. Finally making a run in a WSOP event. Jeremy Osmus.
Oh,
your
wow.
boy. He's left it nice and late. He's at the final table. Dan Zach's at the final table. Richard Greiko, Josh Ledeen's, PGT, PLO Series winner, Zachary Swartz is also at the final table. So that will conclude today, most likely. Event kicked off today, 5K no limit hold'em. We are up to nearly 600 players in that one. Looks like Noel Rodriguez, one of the chip leaders. Cherish Andrews, one of the chip leaders. David Coleman, one of the chip leaders.
Which tournament is
The 5K no limit hold'em. It's a 2-day event, little turbo-y event down there in the
600 plus entries.
Yeah,
That's pretty damn good.
The other event to kick off today, well, not kick off, but 1B of the closer. We'll kind of get on touch more on that tomorrow on day 2. But yeah, that's kind of what kicked off today around the Horseshoe. And I'm pretty sure Paris is closed. I think we're done.
So the
there.
5K is over there?
I think the 5K is here.
I know part of the closer was in this room today.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was. We have the PLO over here at the feature table. We have the 25K hot horse high roller over here. Then tomorrow, final event number 100, 1K turbo. That will be down there in that Paris, the Horseshoe Ballroom.
Our buddy Matt Clark asked an interesting question about that event. So I'm gonna ask it to you. Over under 0.5 people that will play that 1K tomorrow, and it's their first and only event of the series.
You setting the line at 0.5?
You think somebody's going to play that event that hasn't played a single event this summer?
Yeah, 100%.
What? Who?
You got some dealers that are done for the series that they didn't play the casino employees event. Today's their last day or yesterday. Well, hey, I might as well play that event.
I don't know.
You set the line at 20, I might take overs.
20?
Yeah.
Can we get the uniques on this? Or
not the uniques, we need the
can we get the registration list on
yeah,
this?
we need the registration list.
Because I would take the under on 20.
20 is pretty big, but it's definitely at least one.
I don't know, man.
If you make the bet big enough, I'll go ask every player in the room.
Yeah, but then there's an honor system, and I don't know if I can trust those.
No, I think we can trust them. We could get. You know what? I would get the TD. I'd get Sean Little and be like, "Need you to make an announcement. Is anyone playing this WSOP event for the first time this year or something?" And they'll raise their hand like they do with the seniors. Everyone stand up if you're over 80.
Yeah, but you can trust the seniors. You can't trust
Can
these.
You though?
You can't trust these 1K turbo people. You just can't. It's a different breed.
If we get
it's
a yes,
different
then
breed.
we can go stat check their Bravo.
Yeah.
So we can do the data afterwards.
Sure. All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, just a reminder, get that code word in, Margets. Guys, we're giving away, the seat's basically worth 20K. And all you got to do is listen to us,
crazy.
Get some code words.
It's absolutely crazy.
It's not too late too, because there's lots of opportunities. It is random. We're going to press a little button. It's going to, reach in, grab your name out, and give it to us. And then you're going to come play this $1 million free roll.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right, that's going to do it for us. 4 players left in the 2025 World Series of Poker main event. They are guaranteed $3 million, but they are playing for $10 million and poker immortality. Michael, the Grinder, Mizrachi, 76% of the chips in play. Can he close it out? We will find out on Wednesday. For Tim Duckworth, my name is Donnie Peters, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
See ya.